Okay guys, so this is a video I've been wanting to make for a long time. I've always said I'm going to make a video like this, but I never had. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Tall, and this YouTube channel, Traveling Tall. I'm in Nebraska, just started about 30 miles back. That was the end point of the trip, furthest west that I was going on this trip. And I'm headed back east. Now, I live in Tennessee. I'm not going home. I'm actually headed back east, then up north before going home. But I haven't made a video like this ever before where I just let the camera roll. I have a full battery on this memory card. I have almost a full tank of gas. I'm going to let this memory card run out, or battery run out, whichever is first. I'm just going to let it go. So for anybody who likes riding long distance and like to see some good scenery and what it feels like to travel cross country on a Harley for a couple, I don't know if it's going to be, if it'll last 60 miles, 100 miles, who knows. But this is where we are. I'm laying back against this roll bag, and for those who don't watch the channel, maybe it's the first time, I'm on a 2019 Street Glide that has a Zippers 124 kit in it, making 153 foot-pounds of torque and 153 horsepower. What you hear, the rumble, is coming from my Chromeworks exhaust. I got my brother-in-law Leonard, who's riding his Street Glide. He's right behind me, and we're somewhere in Nebraska headed back the other way. So now this car, I was leaning back against my roll bag. That's very comfortable. But this car decides to get in the fast lane. The speed limit is 75. No, the speed limit is 65 now. Omaha is 17 miles away. A lot of restaurants on this road, but I'm not going to stop yet. I was at Chromeworks making a video about the Chromeworks exhaust. And now, you know, I'm done, so I'm headed back east to go somewhere else. We have somewhere to be by Thursday. Today is Tuesday. Not that far. It took us from Baltimore, Maryland. I started out in Baltimore, Maryland. Well, I started out in Knoxville. Well, let me tell you, we don't have nothing but time. I started out in Knoxville on Thursday morning. We left at 7:30. At 7:30, me and Leonard, we met. Didn't have a full tank of gas, so we rode about 30 miles up the road, filled up on gas, and went to Elk Ridge, Maryland, where Zippers Performance is. That was about 520 miles from Knoxville. Mack Trucks of Omaha. Alright, so after we left, well, we stayed in Elk Ridge. And when I say we, I was by myself. My mom and dad, my nephew, they drove the truck, and my sister, her daughter, was in a car, and me and Leonard rode up on motorcycles. My uncle, my aunt, and my cousins from North Carolina met up there, and I have another cousin who lives up there. We were having like a little family reunion thing going on. So I showed up on Thursday. Oh man, look at all that gravel. My goodness. I showed up on Thursday and checked into the hotel, went by Zippers, talked to those guys. Then Friday we went to Havre de Grace. Yeah, I think that's it. Havre de Grace, and hung out with my cousin. And Friday night we went down to, with the whole family, Friday night we went down to Baltimore in a harbor. Only time I was in the car is when I rode from Elk Ridge up to Havre de Grace, came back and went to the hotel, which is about 45 miles away. Hey, pal, that's cool. Didn't know they was in Nebraska. The whole campus is over there. Anyway, so came back and went to downtown, inner Baltimore. So that day, let's see, Friday, I rode 90 miles, maybe a little bit more, because actually we toured around a little bit. Probably about 100 and something. And the traffic up there was horrible. By the way, Leonard's saddlebag fell off on the way to Zippers on the interstate, right passing through, you know, right at the outskirts of Washington, D.C. I think it's Highway 68, might be 66, I don't know. Right next to that big Capital One building. Rush hour, middle D.C. traffic. He gets me on the intercom and says, hey, pull over, pull over. I said, what? He said, my bag fell off. I was like, oh man, his roll bag fell off. That's gonna stink. No, his saddlebag fell off. So he pulls over here. He tells me to pull over. I'm about a half a mile away from him. I pull over. He runs back. The saddlebag is across traffic. So he goes back there and gets the saddlebag. Okay, stay in this lane. All right, he goes back there and gets the saddlebag, and it's broken, of course. Don't know how it fell off. So the whole bottom is busted out. Luckily, he has the Harley-Davidson luggage, your little luggage for the saddlebag, and his stuff is still in there. But the bag is broken, so he puts there's one clip that still works. So he puts the one clip on the back. He's holding the front. We were only about 50 miles from Zippers at that point, and we just rode on, and he had room in his roll bag for his luggage that he had. So that day we get to Zippers, and they were nice enough to let him borrow a saddlebag off of one of his older bikes, because we were leaving Zippers in about 2 days and headed 1,200 and something miles here to Nebraska. And you know, that bag was not going to work. The whole bottom was broken out. It would have fell to pieces by the time we got here, because the roads is really rough. So now back to what I was saying. I haven't even told you all the miles yet. So I think I was on Friday. Friday again, rode up to Havre de Grace with family Friday night down at Baltimore, Inner Harbor. Traffic's picking up a little bit. Saturday, rode back to Havre de Grace, which is about 45 miles again. And then from there, we wanted to go to Philly. Philly was 75 miles from there. So we ride up to Philadelphia. First time being there, first time having a Philly cheesesteak, first time being in Delaware, because we rode through traffic up ahead. Brakes, I hate seeing all these brakes. And they're hitting them too. This is not traffic. That DC traffic was traffic. We're still rolling, I'm fine with that. Don't let me lose my thought. Well, it's not like you can remind me. Hey, there's motorcycles up there. Anytime I'm riding and I see motorcycles up ahead, I want to catch them to see what type of bikes they are, and maybe ride with them if we're going in the same direction. How many other people on this video that's watching this video do the same thing? All right, comment below. Put that in the comments below. I'd like to know. Anyway, so leave Havre de Grace, go up to Philly. First time eating a Philly cheesesteak. We go to Geno's. Geno's is across the street. Pat's is on the other side of the street. But I just chose Geno's, but both of them were full. So the whole family was up there. We all went up there and we sat down at the restaurant. I got an Instagram picture that I took in front of Geno's. You can see that. And if you're not following me on Instagram, go to @RealTravelingTall on Instagram and you can see all the pictures there. We go to Geno's and eat, and it's the first time I ever ate a Philly cheesesteak. I didn't get cheese on it. I tried some hot sauce that they had. It was so hot, it was ridiculous. And I mean, it was scorching hot. The cheesesteak was really good. You know, I didn't get cheese on it, so I guess just the steak sandwich was really good. Had a good flavor to it. Went there, wanted to see the Liberty Bell. Went to see the Liberty Bell. Went to see the Independence Hall, Independence Mall, and all the stuff down there. George Washington's first house. They had the foundation of it. Then we went, where else did we go? Oh, we went to see the Rocky Stairs. Now, my whole family, we got out, and my mom, who is 73, 74 years old, she wanted to run up the Rocky Stairs. And she did, all the way to the top. And when my aunt got to the top of the stairs, everybody started clapping. So that was pretty funny. So that was good. Got up there, took some pictures. From there, came back and had a long ride back at nighttime at that time. By the way, it rained on us too, me and Leonard, as we were going. So that was Saturday. Sunday we was leaving. Got in late Saturday night, planned on leaving at 6 a.m. When we got in, like, hey man, I'm tired. Then they said, what time you want to leave? I said, you know what? Why don't we just leave at 7? We left at 7:30, we was on the road. So we got up, everything packed on a motorcycle, told the family, see you later. They went back to Tennessee, and me and Leonard headed out west. Went through, went up, went to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania was a huge surprise. I didn't realize how nice Pennsylvania was. It had a lot of mountains. I didn't expect that. I really didn't. There were so many mountains in Pennsylvania. You know, I'm from Tennessee. The mountain range is beautiful there. But the mountains in Pennsylvania was really nice. I got off the exit at the wrong stop. Well, no, I got off at the right stop for gas. And got back on. It took me another way. And make sure, okay, 0.4 miles. Stay straight. I got back on it. It took me another way. It said scenic route. We got on it, but it dumped us out on the highway, and it felt like we was going the wrong way. I wonder what goes in those things. It's pretty big. So it felt like we was going the wrong way, and then eventually it turned us around. So we went like one way 10 miles out of the way, so it was a total of 20 miles out of the way. And that's thing, but anyway, you get over it. I got to see some pretty scenery. It was beautiful, and it was a good road to ride on. But we were trying to make time because we had 700 miles that we wanted to do that day, and 500 miles we wanted to do the next day, because we had a total of 1,200 miles, 1,200 and something miles to here at Lincoln. Now, where am I at in this story? Oh, never been to Pittsburgh before, so we're going to Pennsylvania. And I see all kind of signs to Pittsburgh, and from the interstate I didn't even see a big city. And Leonard's been to Pittsburgh several times, and he's like, you know, you don't see the city really from the interstate. So I didn't get to see the city of Pittsburgh, but I went through Pittsburgh. Now, after going through Pennsylvania, where did we, yeah, it was Ohio. We went through Ohio, and that's where the toll roads began. We go through Ohio. As soon as we get in Ohio, that's where it hits you, the toll roads. I got a ticket at the toll road, and it's one of those things where you pay at the end of the road. Oh my goodness, man, it was ridiculous. But quick story, back to Pennsylvania real fast. I like what Maryland, Pennsylvania, and all those things, they have those travel centers where they have a gas station and a restaurant. What's he doing? Oh, doing something on his phone. Gas station and a restaurant on the turnpikes there. So you don't have to get out far. Oh, look, we're in Iowa. From Nebraska to Iowa, we're back. And that's pretty neat. But anyway, so now we're going through Ohio. We get through Ohio. It is long and straight. Not a lot to look at. Going through Ohio, came very close to Cleveland. When we were at one of those stations in Ohio, I met a subscriber. Shout out to you if you're watching. We was talking about, he was headed back to the Chicago area. He was riding the Ultra. We talked to him, and it's funny, he just came from Knoxville area, and he was headed back to Chicago area. And that's where we were. We basically took the same route. After we left Ohio, we went into Indiana. And then going through Indiana, we ended up in Illinois. And that's where it happened. We get in Illinois. Oh, I skipped something. I'll have to go back. I have to finish this part, but I skipped something. So we go to Illinois. The weather is getting really bad. But we're riding. Oh, there's those motorcycles. We put our rain suits on. Not too bad. We're riding. The sky gets dark. We're still riding. You don't have a choice. I mean, you're going halfway across country. You can't stop. We're riding. Starts raining hard. Starts raining real hard. Wind starts blowing. I can't see. Leonard's slowing down. He can't see. The wind is blowing us all over the place. The rain is really bad. Then we pull over under a bridge, and when we pull over under that bridge, that wind is just blowing under that bridge, blowing water. We might as well not even had pulled over under the bridge. It's just blowing water everywhere, and we're under there, and the wind is really high, and it's getting really dark, and it was bad. And we waited for, we sat there probably a good 30 minutes. We get on the bikes, went about 10-15 miles, stopped at a travel center, get some water, top off on gas. I find a hotel, booked a hotel in Joliet, and after we you know, kind of settle our nerves and get back on the bike, go to Joliet, the hotel, check in. Haven't ate anything that day other than I don't remember, a biscuit that morning. At this time it's like 9 something at night, and I'm starving to death. And I told Leonard, I said, I'm tired of eating junk. I want a good meal. So in front of the hotel there was a Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel closes at 10. Well, due to this COVID and the shortage of workers, they closed at 8. That's the thing. So now I'm trying to find something to eat. Had to settle for McDonald's. Check into the hotel. Get a good night's sleep. Wake up the next morning, turn the news on, find out there was a tornado warning where we were, and there was a bad tornado that came through and destroyed a bunch of houses and a lot of people. There was a couple, well, there were some injuries. That was pretty bad. Thank God we were okay. But yeah, that was pretty bad. So that storm, the same storm that we were in, was part of the tornado that was passing through. Next morning, we're up. McDonald's is close. Go over there and get something from McDonald's. Don't want to take the time to go to Cracker Barrel and get a good breakfast, because we only have 500 miles. 500 miles, we're trying to make short work of it after being on a bike a long day the day before. With the weather, traffic, wind, toll roads, we were on the bike from 7:30 to 8:45. Yeah, so we were on the bikes a long time that day. So now we're leaving Joliet, headed to Lincoln, Nebraska. And I look down, and one of my brackets on my motorcycle for the exhaust is loose. Now, when you're riding cross country on anything, on a Harley or whatever, you should check to make sure all your stuff is tight. I didn't do that. After being on the bike for, at this point, I don't know, 1,500–1,600 miles, it made its way loose, and I didn't have the proper tools to tighten it up. I tried to tighten it up with the tools that we had, but it did not tighten up, so the bracket was actually broken. Try to find the local Harley dealership. Found a place called Conrad's. They open at 10. We kind of hang out, eat breakfast, wait around till 10, so I had time to eat Cracker Barrel, but we didn't. Go down to Conrad's, meet up with those guys, met a guy named James. While I was there getting my clamp changed, I did a live video there at Conrad Harley-Davidson. Check that out, you guys can see that. Got ready to pack up and leave. Oh, met two nice guys who were actually talking about getting exhaust on their bike. Guys, if you're watching, it was a pleasure meeting you. Great talking to you. As I'm talking to those guys, I'm packing up, getting ready to leave. A guy walks up to me and said, "It's tall." I said, "Hey." He said, "Hey, John." So he was a subscriber, and it was good meeting him. It's funny. Not funny. What I'm saying is just funny that, you know, I've been having saddlebag troubles. Didn't even tell you about my saddlebag trouble. I told you about Leonard's, but it's funny. This viewer, John, I said, "What are you doing here?" He said, "My saddlebag came off on the highway." I said, "You're kidding me." Me and Leonard looked at each other. I said, "His just came off on the highway." And I had saddlebag trouble. I never expect to have any saddlebag issue. So guys, I want to tell you this. Make sure your bags are tight before you take off on a trip. The bumps that I experienced in Philly, Baltimore, those potholes, oh my goodness, your bags don't stand a chance. So he was there at Conrad Harley-Davidson getting his bags replaced. He came off on the interstate. Now let me tell you what happened to mine. I told you we have to go back. Friday, I'm riding, and I have a tendency when I'm riding to do this. I have a tendency to do this. I touch my saddlebag latch to make sure they're down when I'm riding. Because sometimes I take off and they're not down, they're not fastened. I did that. Did the left side, did the right side. When I reached for the right side, I was like, wait a minute. I don't feel anything on the right side. I must not reach back further enough. Tried it again. So wait a minute. I still don't feel anything on the right side. I looked down. I said, what in the world? Felt a hole. What happened? Saddlebag latch, gone. I tell Leonard, because I'm on a Cena device, I say, "Leonard, pull over." We pull over off the interstate and got under the canopy of some hotel. I looked, saddlebag latch, gone. Thank the Lord it fell off and landed between, nice Corvette, landed between the saddlebag and the motorcycle. I took the latch, pushed it back in, and it opened. I'll just take this latch off, make sure it's closed, and put it in the other side of the saddlebag. Now, here's the bad thing about that. The saddlebag lid, these are new lids that I got installed when I got the speakers installed, the Hertz speakers. The latch broke, the screw came out. Where did the screw go? It landed inside of the speakers. So now I have, look at that tractor watering that stuff, that's cool. So now I had the saddlebag latch screw inside the speaker. You know there's a magnet in there, and it attached itself to the top of the tweeters. I didn't want to turn the radio on with that. I was riding on my way to Philly, Couldn't turn the radio on the whole way. The next day, come back. I'm jumping all over the place. Next day I come back. I said, hey Dan, can I come by Zippers? And I'm having saddlebag problems. Can I come back to Zippers and fix my latch? I have the screw and the latch fell out. He said, sure. I go by Zippers. I had it remove the outer screen and get the screw out. I was like, yes, I got the screw out. Now, there was a little washer, black washer on it. When I was at the hotel, I got the latch out to open the saddlebag. I felt something hit my shoe. Didn't realize that dropped. Called Leonard, said, hey Leonard, will you go down there where my bike is parked, and see if you see it? He goes down there, and luckily, he finds this little washer. Brings it over to me in Zippers. I put the washer on the latch, take that, and Loctite it in there. Put it in there, Loctite it, glue Loctite, got it in there, it's working. I hop on the bike, I meet up with Leonard, and we're going to catch up with the family. Meet at my cousin's house. Now, I'm on the bike, 10 miles down the road, I do my whole little latch check. It fell off again. I pulled over. Luckily, it was between the saddlebag and the bike. I said, forget it. I'm not going to put it on. But guess what? Where the screw is, and still is, 1,400 miles later. Yes, on the speaker. So I'm not going to use the radio while that's there. When I get to where I'm going and can sit down and not running 700, 500 miles a day, I will take it off once again, take the screw out. Don't worry about putting the latch on. I already have them ordered. It's at the house. And, yeah. I'll be able to listen to the radio at least part of the way on the way home. Where was I at the story when I was traveling? Oh yeah, long story short, leave Joliet. Yeah, long story short. Yeah, I blew that out the window. It's been an hour-long story by now, right? So I leave Joliet. Me and Leonard, we got 500 miles to go. Stopped at Big Born Harley-Davidson. Get there. So many, the best selection of Harley shirts that I've ever seen. They got so many different types of mechanic shirts. Ones that I haven't seen. Now, I don't want to say the best selection because Bootlegger Harley-Davidson, where I'm from in Knoxville, Tennessee, they have a great selection. But they do a good job. They sell them quick. And before I was leaving town, they had a huge box of Harley stuff that they were putting out the next day, but I was leaving town that day. So I didn't get a chance to see the latest collection in line. But I will call them and tell them to save me a shirt because I see something that came out that I want. But anyway, Big Born Harley-Davidson, they did have a great selection. We stopped there, looked around. From there, went to Lincoln, Nebraska. Checked in at the hotel downtown Lincoln, Nebraska. Really nice, never seen it, never been to Lincoln before. Go to Chromeworks, do a full video of Chromeworks, the factory. You'll see that video soon. This video might post before I even make it home. You'll see that video soon. Did that. Oh, showed up about 10 o'clock. Went to sleep. Woke up this morning, 6:30. Went to Lincoln, Nebraska. The Lincoln Industries, which is Chromeworks. Showed up at 9:30. Did a video there till about 2. Finished up at Chromeworks. Jumped on a Harley. Headed east. And that is the story till now. That's an update what I've been doing. I've been posting Instagram videos here and there. Haven't really made a YouTube video. Sioux City that way. Des Moines this way. I'm gonna let it run. I just told you the whole story of where we are now. But I said I'm gonna go until the battery goes dead. If I said it, that's what I'm gonna do. We got 95 miles. Oh, we're on I-80. Just says 95 miles to my next turn. All right, and the road looks a little rough. Leonard still looks good back there. 104 miles to Des Moines. Let's see what I got on gas. Oh my goodness, potholes. Let's get in this fast lane. Make some good time. I got 3/4 tank of gas. It says reserve 193 miles. That's good. Not bad at all. Speed limit is 70 miles per hour. Let's get moving a little bit. Put the cruise back on. Kick back and make some miles. Take it down a little notch. Running at about 3,000 RPMs. Look at this beautiful land. Yeah, we went through the whole state of Iowa yesterday. I would like to make it through the whole state of Iowa today. Don't know if it's going to happen. Des Moines 101. There you go. Thank you. Let's run. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't know if I said this, but I got earplugs in. I don't care what exhaust you have. They can get a little loud after thousands of miles. Not just for the exhaust, the wind too. If you notice, I'm kind of trying out the new thing. You guys know I always use my navigation screen. I'm using Waze. Got it plugged in. My phone here. You can see the doors open. Got a Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. Huge Samsung phone, and using Waze. Do the Android Auto. Works good. I usually just use the Harley-Davidson app. It works good too. Works really well. Little cable plugged into USB. I don't know why I can't use it wireless though. My Android Auto. That would be nice. I think that's corn. Out this way you see a lot of corn. And it gets windy too. Yeah, Leonard was complaining about the wind yesterday because the police on the left side. Leonard was complaining about the wind yesterday. I told him you would get used to it. Sometimes you're riding the Harley like this way, sideways. But today the wind's pretty good. I don't think it's bad, but I've been cross country a couple times now, places where the wind blows. Even sometimes being in Florida at Bike Week, the wind blows a lot. You gotta adjust. So I'm used to it. It's not that bad. Now when the wind is high, you don't do this. You don't, well, let me be responsible. You don't do this anytime. You should have both hands on the handlebars. But, oh, there's another motorcycle. You see him way up there, going up the hill? We'll see if we can catch him. That truck ought to be getting over in the right lane soon, because this is a long hill that he's going to go up. If he doesn't, he's going to slow everybody up. Des Moines, 96 miles. Man, you feel the wind off that? Well, you can't feel it. Yeah, it's blowing me around. The wind's just coming off of these trucks, blowing me around. Alright, let's see if we can catch that other motorcycle and get past this truck. Ooh, that wind is something else. Well, oh, we're getting up close to the windmills. You guys can see that. Did you see those big blades going by? You'll see them constantly on big trucks headed out this way. I've lost the motorcycle now. Let me put my feet up on these highway pegs while I got a chance to stretch out my legs. The wind shouldn't be that bad between these trees. Kind of in a little valley. The wind is bad when there's no trees and you're on a plain. I don't know why traffic is backed up. I didn't see anything. Yeah, okay, that wind gusts right there. Take my feet off the highway pegs. You can see the way the wind is blowing. It's hitting me from the right. Look at the American flag there. You can see the wind is coming in from the right. It's not that bad though. It's not like I'm completely. Sometimes you're like this. We're getting close to the windmills now. And I lost the motorcycle. I don't see him anymore. He must have got off. No, there he is. Leonard's still doing good back there. Look how much land this is. Look at that house with that land. Man, I'd love to own all that land. If I own all that land, I definitely have a couple of four-wheelers, dirt bikes, make me some type of motocross track, do some trail riding. Oh my goodness, look at that. Is that somebody's driveway way out there? Wow. You have to hop in the car to check your mail. The biggest farm that I ever seen, or ranch, you don't call it a farm, was in Texas. And it was huge. You went on for miles beside that. And I think it's the biggest one in America. There you go. You can see those windmills now. It was the biggest privately owned farm. It's funny when you go places like Baltimore, Atlanta, Los Angeles, you look at how crowded the city is and how people are basically elbow to elbow. And when you get in those cities, I like looking at them. That wind is something coming off that truck. I like looking at them, but not being able to look out and see makes you a little claustrophobic. You know, I like the city. I like the people watching, just watch stuff. You know, just, I don't know, go to big cities and see how other people live. And it's fun to do that. But you think about it, when you get out here, all this land, it's crazy that all this land, and we have so much congestion and so many people basically stacked on top of each other in cities. I understand why they choose to live that way. Some people like the convenience of a city. But man, if I lived close to a big city like that, I'd live on the outskirts. But the thing is, when you commute, you got to commute to you got to go in with all that traffic. Look at those windmills. Man, that is picture perfect. You don't really have screensavers on computers anymore, but that should be a screensaver. Look at that. And scenes like this is why I ride a motorcycle. Man, I'm telling you, beautiful. I do. I thank God every day. I'm so grateful to be able to see stuff like this. And to some people, they just ride past and they don't care. It doesn't mean anything. But when you look at this land, I don't know. It makes me happy. I'm grateful just to be able to see it. Getting out on this motorcycle and riding. Okay, let's take a look at this. What is that? That's a BMW GS. How you doing? Nice bike. So, getting out on this motorcycle, this is the best view you will ever get. Riding, watching the scenery change. It's awesome. And guys, you know what? I actually watch my videos. This video will probably be just playing in the background in the office while I'm editing something. Or when it's winter time and I can't ride, I'll put this video on and it'll remind me of the great time that I had, the road trip. And I'm just as grateful watching the video as I am when I'm in this moment. Maybe even more so. Sometimes I can't believe that I've done some of these things. I am grateful. I really am. I thank God every day. So, those windmills right there, you'll see them all up and down this highway. I don't even know if I told you. I think I told you, but I'm on Interstate 80. What I haven't ran across yet, that GS reminded me of this. I rode one of them on a video. I haven't ran across a Pan America yet. I would like to see one of those. I actually would like to ride one of those. I'd like to take a cross-country trip on one of those. Now, well, it doesn't have to be a cross-country trip. Well, yeah, it does. I'd like to. Come on now, what are you doing? Don't. Alright. And then I make sure I look back, make sure he doesn't think that one motorcycle's passing because Leonard's behind me. And guys, with that situation right there, having loud pipes on your motorcycle makes a world of difference. It's good to be heard. It's good to be heard. I would like to take that motorcycle and do a trip out of the country. Fly somewhere and take it for a ride. South Africa, Mexico, Costa Rica, well, in the country, Alaska, in the country, rent one over in Hawaii, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Anywhere. It's an adventure bike. So if it's an adventure bike, I feel like I need to go on an epic adventure. And I've already been all the way across the United States, from the outer shores of North Carolina, all the way to California, all the way down to Florida, and all the way up north. That Pan America, I'm really impressed. Never threw a leg, well, wait a minute, yeah, I threw a leg over it in the showroom floor. But Harley did a great job with that bike, from what I see. The thing is, you're going to have to convince those guys to come over and give it a try. Can you do that? If you asked me a while back ago, I would say no. But looking at it, I'd say you got a good chance. But if you realize how many people that ride Harleys and have an adventure bike, before I made that video, I didn't know. But there's a ton of them that ride Harleys and have adventure bikes too. So if you can capture some of them, that'll be good. So I'd like to give one of those a try. All right, let's see how far we've been now. You've been riding with me 89 miles. It's still going. We're still going. Got a half a tank of gas. The reserve says 141. Leonard's still behind me. We're cruising at 3,100 RPMs. Making pretty good time. I don't know what that is. That's different. It looks just like grass right there. I don't know what that is. I'd like to find a pack of motorcycles I can get in with and roll, but that's always fun. But I haven't stumbled across anybody yet. You're on this road, 80. You usually find somebody headed this way. I didn't find anybody that I can get in with, coming or going. Leonard's doing good. Right there. You can see him. On the interstate, I ride in the left side. On the when we get on the main road, I always ride the right lane. Reason being, I've said before, in Daytona, we were coming up to a stop. I was turning right. He didn't see me. I turned right in front of him, and he had to hit his brakes real hard from not, you know, to prevent from T-boning me. Not his fault, because I turned at the last minute. So then I thought, you know what? Let's not do that anymore. Let's ride in the right. Hey, hey. What are you doing, man? Okay. Said, had to break my cruise control for that. I said, let me ride in the right lane, just in case you don't see me again. Turning right, then you just blow right past me instead of I'm turning into your lane. So that's what we do. Interstate, it changes on interstate. I like to be right here on the interstate. Traffic is heavy now. I switch over to the right lane because I don't want to be where a car can come over and hit me. But that's a whole nother video. We won't talk about that right now. Okay, guys. I'm trying to find a restaurant. I want something good to eat. Don't have time for Cracker Barrel unless I get it tonight. But I want something good to eat now. We've been 60 miles into Iowa. Not quite in Iowa City yet. Or is it Des Moines? Des Moines, Iowa was 100-something miles away. We haven't made it to Des Moines yet. Oh, that temperature's dropping. Feels cool. That's a little weird because the temperature was 100, almost 100 back there.